Hey, we always live Elvis.
Hey, Memphis Mafia Kid, and
And Teresa.
hey, y'all. Want to start out with a couple quick shout outs. Keith, Alfredo, November 29th, tomorrow. Happy birthday, brother. Wish you a happy birthday and hope you have a good one.
Happy birthday.
Also, want to wish my mom and daddy their 62nd wedding anniversary.
Yes, happy anniversary.
And we love you. And y'all, uh, it never ceases to amaze me to see them two together and still be just like they always were. And just, just glad they hung through all these years. With that, y'all, we've got a lot of good questions today, so how about let's get into them?
All right, this one is from Mr. Mike Presley. Do you feel Elvis got bored with living a luxurious life as he got older?
I do not feel that way at all. I think, as we've talked about, been well said, Elvis loved being Elvis. Was he tired? Sure. Was he wore out at times? Sure. And we all know his health, but he loved being Elvis Presley, and he loved the life that he had, and y'all, it's like we all talk about. I mean, and he shared that life with so many when he really didn't have to, but that was just his way. He loved to share with family, friends, and people he didn't even know.
All right, from Monique Fireball. Did you and your family ever do anything back in the day that never left your mind?
Sure. That life, like I said, and Teresa, you can jump in there because we talk about, even we get-togethers, we talk about times and things we did with Elvis and living at Graceland and living in California, and I going on vacations. You just those things are just always in my mind, and I know always in my mom and daddy's mind. I mean, like I said, it just pops out of nowhere each and every day. Sometimes I may call, and something will come up. Mom or daddy want to say, hey, remember it. So I would just have to say there's many, and I couldn't just point out one.
Okay, Nicola Jane Davies. Did everyone get together at Christmas for parties?
Sure. I mean, all the, we've talked about it. And, we're going to, that time of year is coming. So we're going to get into some Christmas stories. But to answer your question, sure. I mean, pretty much everybody come to Graceland on Christmas Eve. And it was, I guess you could call it a Christmas party. I mean, it wasn't like a, party like you go out to a club or a bar. It was, Graceland, home
food,
Christmas party. Oh yeah, there was lots of food. Of course, yeah. I mean, there was, alcohol. There was, sodas and beverages and whatever. Some people call it pops, and just uh, and just great family, get together. And like I said, we're going to talk about some of those because those I will never ever forget. And back to the question before that, those are some of the most important ones that, especially this time of year, starting about November, you just can't help but think about Christmas at Graceland.
Elvis Fan Girl. You also asked for a Gmail address or how to get a hold of us. Under the description of this video, I'm going to put the Gmail address, which is memphismafiakid.dms@gmail.com. But I'll put it in the description along with our mailing address.
Hell, I've already forgot that.
Did you? Okay, so this is from Elvis Fangirl. Did you ever play racquetball or see Elvis play?
I did both. Seen Elvis play. Mom and Daddy. And played myself. And a lot of the guys would play. And of course my parents. Dean and some of the other guys and their girlfriends or wives at the time. And sure, we would get in there. As kids. Of course, we we didn't get to play when they played, but we really didn't want to because we was doing other things. But sure, played a lot on the racquetball court at Graceland, and a very, very fun sport.
Yeah, I've played it before. I don't think I'd want to play Elvis though. I've heard too much how he doesn't like to lose, or he didn't like.
Well,
to lose.
yeah.
That would be nerve-wracking to me.
Yeah, me
It's
too.
like you have to play like you're really playing, and not be obvious that you're trying not to win. So
Yeah.
no.
But it's probably best that you let him win, according to
Yeah, no, that's what I
Daddy
said.
and other folks.
Okay, John Foy. When Elvis was on tour, did Graceland seem pretty quiet compared to the days when he was there?
Yay and nay. And let me explain. When he wasn't there, we were still wide ass open. And enjoying and doing everything we could. And then when he was there, just multiply that by 1,000. So, yes and no. But, Graceland was just always Graceland. It was always, to me, every day was just as exciting as the day before. And it just, you couldn't wait to just see what the next day brought. What, did you go to sleep on me?
No, I was. So, like, I know what they're saying. So he wasn't there to and sleeping, so you didn't have to worry about waking him, I guess. So.
Well, we didn't worry about waking him when
didn't like kind of tone it down
when he was
were
there.
In the house?
Yes, but I mean, and as I've said, the few times that we might have went up to Lisa's room, we tiptoed very, very quiet by his door. But it's like I always said, I couldn't help but want to glance just maybe to see him laying in there, either awake or asleep. But it was very quiet. But most of the time, I mean, we were out wide open, and there's no way he would have hurt us, and we knew better. Well, I mean, we didn't get just like right underneath his bedroom window or nothing. We knew better than that.
Not.
So.
Okay, I'm going to say this because someone's going to notice probably. Is that a new shirt that you're wearing? Have you worn it before?
I have no idea.
Because on your left shoulder up by your neck, you have the little plastic tag thing.
No, that's the... I don't know. Yeah, you hung it up in the closet. Okay, y'all. Well, you know
I'll
what?
Cut it off.
Surprised it ain't the whole dang tag.
Yeah, I was going to say at least it's not a whole tag.
Once again, Teresa, I'm going to have to tune her. She's failing her job. What's her job, y'all? Taking care of MMK.
Okay, I do.
Taking care of MMK.
This is a really big notebook. You don't want me throwing it at you. Okay. Now I lost. Okay. Kevin R. 8431.
Thank you for pointing that out, too.
You're welcome. Hey. After Elvis passed, when was the last time you spoke with Lisa?
The best I can remember, and I think we answered this, it's been way back. The last time that I remember talking to Lisa, I want to say was in the 90s. She had come to Graceland, and her and Priscilla, and it was brief, only maybe, half hour or so. And I mean, after that, I never really actually spoke. I wish, now that I had, but we can't go back and change things. But she knows that I love her, and we had a great time, and I know that. So that's all that really matters.
All right, April Diaz. Did Elvis treat family that worked for him like regular employees or more like family?
There's another one of those both questions. As we've all talked about, Elvis had his ways. And Elvis, those guys had a job and were expected to do that job. And at times it was a hard job because, as we know, Elvis wanted things his way right then and all. And those guys did the best they could. Now, did they get their ass fired? A lot of times, yes. You've heard those stories from all of them, my daddy included, many a time. But all in all, I'm going to actually say because each and every one of them would. And if I'd have had the chance to actually work and be one of the guys, I would have said the same thing because I know he treated and loved each and every one of them just like family. And I'm talking about everybody from from the housekeepers on. That's just the heart he had. Like I said, was he bossy at times? Sure, but they knew. That's why they all stayed around because they knew Elvis and his ways, and he knew them. And too, when he was, you've heard many a times, he always, in his way, in his heart, made it up to him, whether it be, buy him something or give him, something. But deep down, he loved each and every one of them, just like his own family.
Okay, this one is from him SP, and it's a question for me. Teresa, would you have wanted to live in a trailer on the Grayson property with Danny had Elvis lived, or do you guys think you would have lived off the property? Well, I would have lived wherever Danny lived. I mean, when we got married, we lived in a trailer for about, 10 years or so. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a flippy. If Danny and I had met young in life and had children together, I probably wouldn't have wanted to live there raising my kids. Probably maybe for a little while, but I think we both probably would have wanted to kind of branch out to our own place.
Yeah, that's kind of a tough question.
Yeah.
Because it's like I said, my dream was to grow up and work. And had I done that, I would have, been traveling a lot and been on tour. And of course, I would have wanted, Teresa, to be with me. And then of course, with our children and stuff, it would have been the same as Wiz little, they would have been too little and couldn't have gone on every tour. So we'd have had to, count on family and, to take care of them. I think you're right. It's kind of like my mom and dad did. It would have been, when the kids got settled in school, we might have stayed at Graceland, but if not, we would have probably got a house there close and had our kids, like my mom and daddy did, during the times we wasn't living at Graceland. And then but knowing Elvis and his ways, he would have probably did just like he did with mom and daddy. And if he'd have wanted us to be up there, he would have bettered us and we would have been there, no doubt. But that was a great question. And Teresa said something as far as the trailer and that we lived in, we did. And you know what? I'm gonna tell you what. Some of the trailers that they have nowadays are I mean,
it's hard to call it a trailer. They're
right. They're beautiful homes. Mm-hmm. So I mean, and this is just me. I'm not ashamed by no means. We have a house now and love it. 3-bedroom, comfortable little house.
And it's not a traditional type home.
No, but I mean, had it been the choice, and we'd have said, and we have looked at, in the past, well, not now because we're going to stay set, but a trailer by no means would be out. So I guess what I'm saying is, some of them, let's just say idiots, for better words. Don't let them put you down, or make you think, one thing that makes me absolutely sick is, hear people trailer trash and this and that. Mm-hmm. Look where Elvis come from. But yet, he wasn't too good for anybody, and that's just the way I were brought up. So y'all never let that bother y'all. Y'all, before we get out of here, there's one thing I've got. And some of you may have heard it by now, some of you may not, but our Elvis agent is not going to get picked up for any more seasons. Gee, I wonder why.
Because it was
because of
terrible.
the Elvis family not watching, and in my opinion, to me, speaking for me and Teresa,
Yeah.
uh, it disgraced Elvis Presley. And y'all, I've got
It
this.
could have been good, but it wasn't.
Exactly, that's what I was fixing to get to. Me and Teresa's talked about. I've talked about it with Mom and Daddy. Man, what a fantastic! And this is what I thought it was going to be. If y'all remember, go back to just some of the early videos during that time when it was first come out of what I said I hoped it was like, and it wasn't that way. Because it could have been. I mean, think about it: an Elvis cartoon and then Elvis agent, and
It could have.
I don't know what the hell somebody was thinking, but
Nope.
as far as I'm concerned, I'm very glad, because I don't want our youth and new coming Elvis family to get the wrong picture of one of the greatest men in the world, and just happened to be my cousin Elvis Presley, and I'm damn proud of it. Y'all, with that, we're going to get out of here. We'll have another video coming to you. And Teresa, do you have anything before we go, girl?
No.
Well, then what do we always say? We always live Elvis.